What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and man, did that last video shake y'all up, man? Gosh, the LeBron fans, they were freaking out, wasn't they? Woo! They were losing it. And we'll talk about that at another time, but now let's talk about KD. Kevin Durant, baby. And this is the only thing that really holds him back. He cannot ignore the BS of the local media. It burns in his soul. And I understand Kevin Durant, but he extends it too far and he starts taking it out and bringing his wrath towards the wrong people. He starts bringing his bitterness to the wrong people. And when you do that, you're going to make for a very uncomfortable situation. You know, it's toxic. You're never going to be happy. And the people around you are never going to be happy. They don't know how to be. So when you look at a scenario where everyone in the Bay Area, and he's right, the Warriors are going to do that. The Warriors are always going to be Steph Curry land. That's not going to change. So the Warrior writers are always going to write well about Steph, even though Clay has saved his bacon plenty of time. You don't hear Clay going, hey, what about me? When you were there, Clay had to be the third option. Can you imagine that? Now, this is a team that won 73 games without Kevin Durant. But when Kevin Durant got hurt and the Warriors ended up winning, what, 15 of their last 16 games? Of course, the media was going to praise the way Steph Curry went off and was scoring 40s and all these high point games he was putting up. They were going like crazy writing about Steph. But when Kevin Durant does something, he's Kevin Durant. You know, it doesn't get the same attention and love. And he was bitter of that. He was jealous of that. And there was no way he was going to be able to live with himself being in Golden State. No matter, he didn't got 2 championships now. What was 3 going to mean? You know, he would have loved that 1-3. But the realization of it is he was never going to get the fully credit that he truly deserved. But his bitterness to want to fight back and argue back fights that you cannot win. This is why Kobe never engaged in this. Because it's a never-ending battle. You're not going to get your point across. It might make you feel a little better. You yelled back. All it's going to do is make for an embarrassing situation like when he got caught with the burner account. Everybody got him. But they made it look like he was the only one. And it's because he's thin-skinned. And probably because he is. Other guys don't usually get caught. When they had these accounts, they really don't. But oh well. It is what it isn't. Now, let's take a closer look at the scenarios that we have in place. Steph Curry goes down from an injury in the playoffs, and the Golden State Warriors, they clean up. They rally behind him, Kevin Durant, and they do what they got to do. Steph comes back and play, and they win a second championship. This is where the bitterness really started to set in, because Kevin Durant never really got the credit that he felt that he should have gotten, especially from the writers, the local writers in Golden State, from the Warriors. Now today he's accusing one of the writers of trying to stir up the Curry fans. Like, why are you trying to stir up the Curry fans? You know, like, who cares what the Curry fans think? He's a Warriors writer. His job is to stir up the Curry fans. I know Kevin wants everyone to love him, and he wants everyone to accept him. Kevin, you're one of the best basketball players in the history of this game. In all of its glory, you are in the top conversation for top 50 best players right now. You are underappreciated. But wanting the media to put you where you want to be when you played with Steph and them, that just wasn't going to happen. It's Steph Curry's team. No matter how many times they gave you an MVP award, no matter what you've done, it was always going to be Steph's team. They drafted him. That's what it was. Russell Westbrook and you were there. No matter how great Russ was, when you were there, it was Kevin Durant's team. It was not Russ's team. Once you left, it became Russ's team. That's how it worked. You got to learn how to accept what is and move on. You got your own brand new headache waiting for you as soon as you get on the court with Kyrie Irving. Because that's going to be like acid butane mixed together. You and him, y'all personalities, y'all are kind of the same person. So this is going to be kind of explosive when it happens. Because when both of you guys start going at each other, which everyone in the sports world know it's coming, we already know it's coming. The bet is already out there on who gonna ask for a trade first. Who gonna be the first one out of town. That is what the whole bet is with Brooklyn. Nobody is betting on that team going to the championship. It's betting on who finna bail out first. Will it be KD or Kyrie? That's what the sports media is laughing behind all their backs and saying. Okay? That's what they're saying. And they've been saying it. So I'm not telling you nothing you don't already know. When this deal was made, it wasn't, oh, Brooklyn is serious. Brooklyn is serious about putting some money together to get some tickets and trying to take up all the Knicks fans. But what's not going to happen is a championship within the next 2 years. I don't see it. Because I can't see them holding it together that long. So, Kev, you one of the greatest, man. One of the greatest. And that's just going to have to be good enough for you. Because the sports media is never going to love you. They're never going to give you your just due until you're out of the game. Then they'll say, well, man, when he was no Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was great. Kevin Durant can be like, man, I wish I'd have got all this love when I was playing. That's how it goes. You're not the first. You're not the first, Kevin Durant. There have been plenty of players that have their careers minimized because of players like Michael Jordan. There's plenty of people that cannot survive in the spotlight. I mean, you're one of the NBA elites. You know, I love your boardroom YouTube channel. I think it's awesome. It's definitely informative. But you have got to grow some thick skin when it comes to this sports media, man. They will eat you alive. Once the media know they've irked you, that means they've done a good job. The media are the original trolls. Sports media, they are the original trolls. And they win when they get you to respond back to them. Because, see, the game didn't change. You know, back in the 80s and 90s, the media had to grovel to get to some of these athletes and write about them. And hopefully the athlete could be nice enough to throw them a bone because they didn't, lick their boots long enough. So he said, well, he's been licking my boots real good. They nice and shiny. Here's a bone. So back in the 80s and 90s, they would tread very lightly. They wouldn't want to do anything to risk that position. Now, in the higher upper echelon of media, yes. Those people don't want to be out of that room. But there's a lot of people that ain't in that room. Don't care about being in that room. And they make that money online, and ain't nothing they can do about it. They got their own platforms, and they can say whatever they want. They don't care. They don't care that you don't like them. They gonna say and write what they want. And if it's their opinion, hey, it's their opinion. And they got followers, they got sponsors, they got people bagging them. They got people out there that they can care less, and they haven't even been in the game. Most of them don't even watch the game. They read the sports clippings, they watch a highlight video and said, that's it, I'm done. So just let that be known, man. You are not the first player this has all happened to. There's been other players who thought like you about sports media. They hated the sports media. Couldn't stand them. And now look. You see? Look what it does. It just makes you look like a bitter man. And whoever this media or sports writer guy, you built his profile up. Use your head, Kev. Man. Well, anyway, I'm out, y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease. And if you want to support the page, you know my Cash App is Carcino. And we out.